Hey there, my name is Kat, and I want to tell you a little bit about how to get registered for classes next semester. So, what you'll notice here is that I have two tabs open. Both of them are on the UNCG homepage, but I highly recommend that you use two tabs so that you can flip between them and kind of see what you're doing a little bit easier. So on my first tab here, I'm going to go to Genie, which is this little Genie bottle over here on the right-hand corner. I'm going to click that, and I'm not going to enter the secure area. Instead, I'm going to keep going down here and hit class schedule. That's going to help me know what is being offered, and I can better know what classes are the ones I want to take and when I want to take them. So the semester that I'm going to be registering for is spring 2021. So that's the term. I'll hit continue. And so when I met with my advisor, they told me that I really needed to take ECO 202. So that's economics, that's the subject, and it should start to bring something up. Economics is the correct one. And then I know it was 202, it was macroeconomics. And that's really all I know for that course right now. So I'm just going to go ahead and hit search. So what you'll see is a lot of different options are going to populate. There's a lot of different sections of ECO 202 in the spring, which is great for me. But as you scroll down, you're going to see different things. You're going to see some classes that are Monday, Wednesday. You're going to scroll a little bit more and see Tuesday, Thursday options. And so really what you'll need to do is look at all the classes that you need to take and then look at when they're offered so that you can figure out which ones are going to work best with your schedule. I know for me, I have already some classes on Mondays and Wednesdays already taking up some time. So I think for me, I'm going to scroll back down here and go to the Tuesday, Thursday times because I think that'll be easier on my schedule personally. Now, there's a lot of information here. Um, there's the CRN over here. This code is going to be super important to help you get registered. But before we even talk about that, another thing that I want to show you is how you can find out more information about the class. You can actually click on the name of the class here, and it's going to tell you everything you need to know more than you even wanted to know. It's the name of the class, the title, the section number. It's hybrid, it's on campus and online, so that's pretty neat. Um, there's even a course description if you want to know more about what it means, the ECO 202. Well, it's going to tell you a little bit about it. There's also some important information about course restrictions. One thing I see here is that it is restricted to Greensboro main campus students. What that means is that if I was an online degree seeking student, sometimes it's abbreviated as O campus. If I was an online degree seeking student, I would not be able to register for this class because it's only restricted to Greensboro main campus or G campus students. So that's important to know. Further down the way, there's co-requisites, which would mean something that you need to register for at the same time. This one has no co-requisites. Prerequisites are things that you would have to take before so that you would be ready for this class. This class has no prerequisites, so that's pretty great. I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. This one seems to work for me. It's on Tuesdays and Thursdays when I'm most free, and it doesn't have any prerequisites. It's not restricted to me, so I think this is going to be the one for me. Over here is the CRN. That is the specific code for the class that you will need to register for it. You can go about this in many different ways. You could make like a Word document and put all of your CRNs in that Word document so they're digital and at the ready. Some people like to write them down and have a list. For me, since I'm just going to register for this one class, what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that number because I know I'll need it again later. So now we're going to go over to our other tab here. And again, I'm going to go over to the Genie model to get to UNC Genie homepage. Now I am going to enter the secure area with that 88 user ID that I have. It's kind of like a password login. Again, that PIN is a password that you've made, so like your username and login to get into Genie. So you're going to log in, and I have a lot of tabs here. You may not have all those, that's okay. But what I know is I need to go to the student tab. And specifically, we're talking about registration. We're trying to get registered for our next semester's classes. So I'm going to click the registration button. And now we want to add this ECO 202 class to our schedule. So I'm going to click add/drop classes. The term that we've been talking about is spring 2021. So I'm going to hit submit. Okay, so something that might happen, usually the first time you go in to register, first thing it's going to ask you for is your advising code. For me, because I've already registered for some classes, it didn't ask me this time, but that doesn't mean that it won't ever again. I would say as long as you are thinking about adding and dropping classes for the next semester, I would keep your advising code at hand, whether it's in your email somewhere or maybe you like to write things down. I actually had a sticky note on my laptop so that I would remember what that code is. And that's the code that your advisor gave you. It only comes from your advisor, so you've got to make sure you meet with them. So we're in the Add Drop class menu. What you can see is I already have a schedule. I've already got some classes that I wanted to add, and I've already gotten registered for them. So that's great. But again, my advisor told me that I needed ECO 202. And so remember how there was a CRN code at the beginning of the class? That's what we need to know to add classes to our worksheet. So because I had just copied that number, I'm going to paste it into the CRN little box here. And again, like if I had written down all my CRNs, let's say I needed like 5 classes, and so I wanted to just register for all of those 5 classes at the same time, I could save all those CRNs somewhere or write them down or have them some other way so that I could complete this sheet. But for now, I just have one class that I want to get into. So I put it there, and then I'm going to submit changes. So we know that it worked because before I was only in these 3 classes. Now I have ECO 202 on my sheet, and it tells me the day that I did it, right? So I know it happened, it's there, I'm in that class now. That's awesome, feeling good. But let's say that I went back over to my sheet and I realized, you know what, I actually do have some time in my day at 3:30 to 4:45 to take this class. And you know what, I think I would rather take it on Monday, Wednesday. What I can do now that I've decided, you know what, I still need ECO 202, but I don't think I want this section for whatever reason. You can have any reason that you might not want the class that you added. Maybe you found a better one. Maybe something else happened. What you can do to drop the class, you're going to see this specific class. It's ECO 202, and then there's an action column. From here, there's a drop-down menu. You're going to click Web Drop next to the course that you do not want anymore. So I still want these other 3 classes up top. I'm not going to mess with them, but just this class I want to change. So I'm going to keep it at Web Drop. I'm going to scroll back down and then submit changes. Then I can see that the class that I was in, ECO 202, has disappeared. So I know that it worked. I know that now I'm still only in these 3 classes. And if I wanted to go back and add that other class, I could. I hope this helped you some, and I hope you have a great time registering. Happy registration.